this day one of camp, but even like spring practice and stuff, how different has this Jonathan Smith's coaching been compared to the previous staff that you worked with?
I mean, football's football at the end of the day. You know, you're still going to go out there and hit, but I mean, it's just like the different ways that we do things as far as like starting off with like stretching and the period, like the time of periods and stuff. You know what, you kind of know what to expect going into the practice, and they're real open with it. They'll tell you what you have before you go out there, and there's no guessing when you're out there. You kind of already know what's going on, so you have your mind right for at the very beginning.
Maverick, how do you feel like the retention was on defense with you guys learning some stuff in the spring, obviously, trying to put it back in motion today with some new pieces mixed in? Just as a whole, sort of top level, how do you feel like that retention came through from over the summer?
I think it went really good. This will be our fourth time installing this defense. Every time we come back, we get a little break, we come back, we install it, you know, and then on top of that, us as the older guys, we're sending out the installs and making sure that the younger guys are looking over it, and that's good for us too, because from us coaching it for the younger guys, it's helping us retain it even more. So being the fourth time we're going over it, I think we've got a pretty good understanding, and we know what we're supposed to do. We know how to do it. We just got to execute now at this point.
For your position specifically, after spring ball, obviously Maverick and Simeon left. I guess how do you see the depth playing out with you and Alex being the only scholarship guys coming back, and then 4 transfers, I think?
I mean, everyone's here to work. Everyone's here to grind. I mean, iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. So we got to go out there and compete. You know, everyone. It's not like I just earned the spot because I've been here. And same thing with Alex. You know, like we still have to come in and earn it and prove to the staff that we're able and willing to do what it takes to get the job done.
What have the conversations like about the expectations surrounding the program and Jonathan Smith been like as a team? I know it's still very early on, kind of in fall camp and getting together as a team, but what have those conversations been like?
To be honest, like the star of the team is the team, you know, and Coach Smith says that all the time. Once you kind of get into that mindset of that you're not number one and you're not like, it's really about the team, you know, and when you get to the mindset where you're doing everything in that direction, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that because this isn't benefiting the team, or maybe I need to pull this guy and do some extra work with him, because if he doesn't do his thing right, then it's going to affect all of us, you know. So with that in mind, you know, just doing everything right and doing it at a high level is really important, and striving for greatness is definitely not easy, you know, but it's worth it, and it'll all pay off when it's all said and done.
How's practice just different with the new staff?
How's it different?
Yeah, just like functional.
Every period is 5 minutes. There's not like an 8-minute period, a 3-minute period, a 6-minute period, an 8-minute period. You know, it's like back and forth, which I didn't really mind it. It's just different. It's more like consistency. You already know, like, okay, first through 9 periods is all indie work, you know, and then they put it out there and they're like, okay, we got this drill, we got that drill, and have it in your mind kind of before you do it, so that way you can go out there and execute it at a high level and not just be guessing of what's going to happen next.
The past few years, where you've had pretty much the stable core there, how much different is it for you right now with new guys all around you at that position?
You know, it's honestly it's like a new opportunity. I feel like we got different guys in the room, different, like an eagerness to work, you know, striving for greatness from the new guys. Everyone has a great mindset going into this. I really like the guys in the room and all just because they're new, like they've been here all summer long. I've seen how they work in the weight room and how they work on in conditioning and stuff, and we got some guys, man, and we got depth. A lot of our problems in the past has been like injuries, and we would get down to 2 or 3 D tackles in the game, and it wasn't really good, you know, as far as that goes. We got 8 D tackles now, and that can literally play right now, you know. So I mean, some guys are young, obviously, but like as far as going into fall camp, we have 8 guys that we can rotate, get the best looks, and then come 2 to 3 weeks from now, we're going to be deciding who's earned the job and who gets to be the starter and whatnot. But everyone has a role on this thing, whether they're scout team or starter or second string, whatever it is, you know, everyone's got to be able to work at a high level.
I think you're the only guy, Maverick, that's on the roster that played on a Mark Antonio team.
That's correct.
Does that do you take any pride in that? I guess just in
Absolutely.
an era where guys are coming in and out, and to be here through all this different stuff? I mean, is that important to you?
It sure is, man. Like I was telling her earlier, it matters, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, I've been given an opportunity to get my sixth year from the COVID year. Obviously, I redshirted before that, so having a sixth year and being able to play here one more time, it means the world to me. I feel like I haven't really been able to put my best out there for a whole lot of reasons, but I really just feel like this is a great opportunity for me to put my best foot forward and leave a legacy that I've been wanting to leave here that I haven't been able to in the past.
Coming off of that too, like you've been with this program where you've seen some really high highs, but also some really low lows. Specifically, this team is coming off of a pretty low point.
4-8,
yeah. What are you hoping to? And people might have thoughts about Michigan State heading into the season. Just what are you hoping to prove as a team this year?
Honestly, I like the underdog mentality. As a program, we've been the underdog in many years. Even when Coach D'Antonio was here, and we showed that we could do stuff. You know, they've always looked at us as an underdog. So I really like that. And obviously, our goal is to win the national championship, and just like everyone else right now. But as far as executing that and going out there and doing it at the best level, I really think that we can get it done with the amount of depth and the type of culture that Coach Smith is bringing in here.
Are there similarities between Coach D and Coach Smith?
I would say so. Yeah, they don't have to yell to get their point across. You know, they're I don't know if soft-spoken is the right word to put it, but he's like his words carry a lot of weight. He doesn't have to get up there and scream and MF people for people to understand kind of what he expects and everything. And then obviously, like, he has the guys below him, the position coaches and the strength staff and everyone else like that are carrying out everything that he has in place. So I mean, as far as that goes, I feel like there is some similarities on how they act and how they carry themselves.
Maverick, sixth season, what's something that excites you around this time, but also what's something that kind of stays on your mind a little bit too?
Something that excites me is, man, just getting back out there and just working with the guys, you know, just getting out there and being able to hit and build relationship and camaraderie with the brothers that we have this year. And something that I have on my mind is, honestly, for me, I always think about what's after the season, you know, like, but first things first is the season. Like, we got to get through those 12 games. But I always my biggest goal is get that bowl game, get to the Big Ten championship, and get us a chance at the Natty, man. I mean, that's really all anyone in college football could really hope for. So, I don't know. I always have that kind of in the back of my mind that I kind of just tuck it away and be like, okay, we got to one day at a time. But it is something that I do think about.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely.
How was a 6 year? What was it like just getting out there today after a long off season and last year obviously did not go how you wanted?
It's a lot of fun, man. Just being able to go out there and compete, and so many new faces, and such a different defense going against such a different offense. I mean, it's almost like I'm at a new program, but I still get to wear my green and white and be a Spartan. You know, it's awesome. I mean, it is truly different, though, I will say, and I love it. I'm trying to embrace every bit of it and take every day. And I can't take any day for granted. You know, I got to take advantage of every day because, one day I'm not going to be able to put on the strap up anymore here. So hopefully at the next level, but it's as far as here, I got to really take advantage of every day.
You remember that 21 season? When did you kind of know that you guys had that kind of team that year? And particularly with this year, without much maybe outside expectations, how and when do you build that for you guys?
We won a lot of close games that year. I don't know if you recall, but there was a lot of games that were like on the table, and that we just kept pulling through and winning at the very end, and it became like a culture around here. They called it the deep water, and Coach Tucker was big on preaching that to the guys, like, we will take this team into the fourth quarter and we will dominate them and win the game. Like, football's a long game. You don't win the game by halftime. You got to fight until the very end, until the last whistle is called. So, I felt like I kind of knew after we won a few of those close games. I'm like, man, we got a team.
How was the camp that year? it was like I can remember. I can't remember who it was. Came in, it might have been X. Said, sorry I didn't brag up K9 that much, but like, was there a point where like you had that flash and maybe could Childs be that kind of guy for the offense this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Aiden, but the difference between, Aiden has such a vital role on the offense. They work around him, like he's the one that that everyone's looking at to be the guy and everything. But just like any other quarterback, now K9's a running back, but we knew in spring ball before we even hit the season that K9 was a guy, because he would just cut up and he'd be gone before anyone else could touch him. And we were like, holy smokes, this dude is the real deal, So and we knew, and the coaches would say like, oh, K9 ain't going to be here long. Like as soon as the season's over, he's in the league, And they gave him the opportunities, They gave him opportunities. Obviously, I think he missed a couple games, the Purdue and Ohio State game. I think he missed those 2 games, and those are the ones we lost. So. I don't know. He was a great guy.
It's different for a quarterback.
It's different for a quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He can set. He's got a lot of different options as far as a running back and really just run and block. So I feel like there's a lot of potential there for Aiden. He's young too, and got a lot of. He's been developing, and he pushes the team to be great.
Have any of the other transfer defensive tackles kind of stuck out to you at all?
They're all really good, but Jalen Satchel, man, he's like super quick, has really good agility. Daquan Dowse, he's really good. He's like a powerhouse, He's like real strong and can put the hammer down on guys. Rue was very strong and powerful as well. Really all of them. They're really good. We brought in some good guys that are gonna be able to work, and then obviously our freshmen. They're strong guys, eager to work, in here all the time, asking us for extra work, asking if we can go in there and help them draw stuff up on the board. So that eagerness is there, and as long as they keep that up, they're gonna be guys here too.
Saw Alex out there today too. To him to get back, that's a big thing for him. But I would imagine if he can get on the field, it's going to be bigger for you guys.
Oh yeah. Alex is awesome, man. He works hard every day. Every single day he was in here before anyone else, getting his treatment in and everything. So, he has put the work in to come back, and he is prepared. I know that. I can say that with confidence.
What do you think might be the biggest surprise on this team that no one is talking about?
Man, I don't know the hype around Jordan Turner, but Jordan Turner, man, he's me and him shared the same hometown, we went against each other in high school, and but he's a guy. He's willing to put his face in the fan, and I don't really hear too much about him, but I think he's going to surprise some people this year.
With this being the third regime you're part of, what stands out about this one compared to so far?
They really bring us together. They set they make like little games and stuff for us to make sure that we know everyone's name, we know their hometown, we know what they like to do. We sit together all the time. They're just like little things, but those little things add up, and it helps really truly build camaraderie between the guys. And with that, the star of the team is the team, So like if everyone's super close, you're going to be fighting harder for the guy next to you, and you're willing to put more on the line for him. So I feel like that's been the biggest difference for me with this staff. Like Coach D'Antonio was really big on that. He'd take us to the movies and so we could hang out, and we'd have training table together and stuff like that. So a lot of that's helped with the teams in the building of that team, and I felt really close with that team as well. So just the camaraderie is huge. It's a big part of the team now.
I know you've had a couple head coaches, but you've had quite a few defensive line coaches.
Yep. Fourth
Is
now.
there any certain or specific things you've taken from past ones?
Yeah, absolutely. Every coach has a different style and a different way of coaching. Obviously, you kind of got to scrap a lot of that what you learned to focus it, because otherwise you're just going to get put in the back. I learned every coach has been different on what they expect. Some coaches want you to get vertical and penetrate. Other coaches want you to punch, get a little bit of knockback, but stay in your gap. Other coaches are like, just run through them, and whatever happens, happens. Just make sure you're getting knocked back and you're disruptive, you know. So changing and being able to really hone in on what is expected from that defensive line coach has been a little bit of a struggle, you know, because it's just so different every year. I mean, like my first 3 years I got here, I had Burton, then I had Coleman, then I had Reynolds, now I got Coach Lange, and I love all of them in their own different ways, you know. But you got to really take the good with the good and the bad with the bad, you know, and then move on, really, because every single one of them offered a different technique, a different coaching point, stuff like that. So, like I said, you can really grow from each one of them. I mean, I wouldn't want to change anything about my career as far as like the coaches and stuff that I got, because I got an opportunity to learn from each and every one of them, whether that's in life or football or as a man, as a dad. Like, you know, you learn a lot from these guys, and you're with them all the time. So it truly is. It truly was good to be able to meet up and grow from all these men.
What has it been like learning under Coach Lange now? What have you taken from him so far?
Coach Lange is a very aggressive coach. He wants us to just get off and tear up the offensive line. Not as much gap control, obviously. Like, we got our responsibilities and stuff that we're expected to do, but a lot of he's more reactive. Like, he's like, stay on your track. If you get this, do this. If you get that, do that. You know, so it's like, it's a little bit. It's like simples the game up. It makes it a little bit more simple for us to do, because all we got to do is just make sure we're getting off and we're being aggressive, and then let the rest take care of itself.
How is your mindset different this year, knowing it's your last? Do you have certain expectations that you want to achieve, knowing that this is your last go around?
Absolutely, man. I mean, every year I've tried to put my best foot forward, you know, but this is my last year, truly. Like, there's not, last year I was like, you know, I kind of have one more year, but I would like this to be my last, just because, like, I've missed a lot of my family time, and my dad passed away while I've been up here. So I want to spend as much time with my family as I can, but also, like, this game requires a lot of your time. Man, I feel like my mindset going into this year is just do everything to the best of your ability and leave no regrets, because the weight of regret is way heavier than the weight of just putting in the hard work right now. So that's kind of my mindset going into it. I just want to be the best I can be at everything I do, and compete at a high level.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir.